Yikes, I feel like my skin has seen better days. Yikes, this is what happens when I get bored and I start picking. I start like popping pimples that aren't even there. Like, anyway, so for today, I'm gonna be trying out the new Huda Beauty foundation, concealer, powder, and foundation brush. So if you would like to see my thoughts and a wear test, please keep watching. So I have two shades here. I have one for when I'm a little bit more tan and then one for when I'm a little bit more light, or I thought I could mix the two of them. We'll see. This one actually might be too dark for me right now. I don't know. We're gonna find out. So this darker one is in the shade Butter Pecan 330 in, and then this one is in Macaroon 230 in. So I just went ahead and went to the Sephora website to pull up some information. This is a matte finish. There are 30 shades of this foundation, so that is awesome. This retails for $40 and you get 1.18 full ounces. I really like that this foundation does have a pump. That is awesome. I love it when foundations do that. This looks like it would be really heavy, but it's actually like super lightweight. I really like the packaging. Like, I like how this looks. It's like a black nude ombre thing going on. So I also purchased the brush to go along with the foundation. If you've seen any of my other foundation first impressions, you guys know that like I am a sponge girl. Like, I do not like applying foundation with a brush, but this brush had really good reviews, and normally if they're gonna come out with a brush for the foundation, I would think that this would be the best way to apply it, right? So this brush right here retails for $25, and I like that it came in this Ziploc thing. So on the package it says it's the Face Buff and Blend Complexion Brush. So this is what it looks like. It's nice and sleek looking. I like how it says Huda Beauty right here, and then it has the little cap to keep the brush shape, and it is angled. If you can see, hopefully. It's not too angled, but there is a slight angle to it. Ooh, I'm scared. I'm gonna keep this so that way when I get done washing it or using it, I can slide this baby back on and it'll help keep its shape. Let's go ahead and prep my skin. My skin is so dry. Oh, like ever since I got back from New York, like the weather change just like totally destroyed my skin, and then I've been putting on way too many masks, and I don't know why I do that to myself. But anyways, I'm gonna go in with, this is my favorite and I will forever repurchase this even though this is my first bottle, but this is the Clinique Moisture Surge Face Spray Thirsty Skin Relief. I really like this, and I like to use this too on top of my moisturizer even if I'm not gonna wear makeup for the day. I'm still trying to use this baby up. This is the Marc Jacobs Coconut Primer. I will not be repurchasing this because I don't like it. You know what I should have done? I should have put 2 streaks on the side of my face of these so we could see, but I just think this one's gonna be too dark anyways, the Butter Pecan. Like, look at that. I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna go in with just this one. All right, so this is supposed to be full coverage and matte. I have dry skin, so this is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna do this side of my face with a brush, the matching complexion brush. So I'm just gonna go in. If you could see how dried out the back of my hand is, it's disgusting. So I'm just gonna go in with maybe 1 pump first. 2 pumps, I guess. And again, this is in the shade Macaroon 230 in. I like to spread it on the back of my hand. This kind of looks, is it just me or does that look like a little yellow undertone? I think I am gonna have to put in a little bit of that other shade. Let me see. I don't know, what do you guys think? I can't remember if I've heard anybody talk about the scent of this, but this smells like perfume. But I like it. It smells like perfume. It smells like gardenia, but if you're sensitive to smell, it's gonna bother you because it's kind of strong, but I like it. But I wonder if that's gonna irritate my skin because the scent. Okay, so I'm trying to put a little bit of Butter Pecan in here. Here we go. So I did 2 pumps of Macaroon and 1 pump of Butter Pecan. I'm just gonna mix those together. This feels really, it's not really thick, but it is really creamy. But the back of my hand is like super dried out, so my hand is just like absorbing all that foundation. I'm gonna dip the brush in there. Ooh, okay. feel like that's too light. This brush is awesome. Oh, well, I guess I'd rather have it too light than too dark because I can always add more bronzer or add a lot of bronzer and then make it a little darker. Wow, that is full coverage. I feel like I just did that really fast with this brush. Okay, I like the brush. Kind of makes me want to do, ooh, I'm getting it in my hair though. I kind of want to use the brush for my whole face and then go back over everything with a sponge, but then the other part of me wants to see how it applies with a sponge. Wow, that's definitely full coverage. I like this so far. Should I do the rest of my face with a sponge or this? I'm gonna do it with the brush because I actually like it and that never happens. So I feel like I was able to do my whole face with 2.5 pumps. That's not bad. This brush really helps like get in around my nose. It helps get into all my like face crevices, so I appreciate that. Oh, but that foundation is going straight into my forehead creases. Thank goodness I got bangs. I think I'm done. I like this. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can see what my skin looks like up close. The light is playing me right now. I feel like I look so weird with just lash extensions and like no other makeup, but it is definitely full coverage. It's really matte, and I have dry skin and like really bad dry skin right now since I use so many like face masks, which I shouldn't have done, but so far so good. I wonder though if it's gonna start caking on me throughout the day because I do have dry skin. I'm worried about that. Like I wonder what this foundation would look like mixed with like a luminous foundation. Like when I wonder if this would look good with, no, Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. Like it sounds it would be dewy, but on me it dries out my skin. I wonder if this foundation would look good with this like Fiona Styles Luminous Foundation or the Physicians Formula. I think it's called the Healthy Foundation. Like I bet like this mixed in with like one of those would look so good because this on its own is like really matte. Next up I have the Huda Beauty Concealer. I got the shade Marshmallow 02B. I've heard nothing but good things about this concealer, so I'm super excited. It's supposed to be full coverage, high coverage creamy concealer, intense pigmentation, camouflages and conceals, powdered with skincare actives. It says gently squeeze the tube to release formula using Zamac applicator, smooth directly under eye area to conceal and depuff. I'm looking forward to that. For a refreshed look. Blend using a brush or a beauty sponge until desired coverage is achieved. So that's all on the box. And then I just went to Sephora.com. So this retails for $30. You get 0.34 ounces and there are 20 different shades of this concealer. That's a lot. So I'm just gonna undo it. I think it's that little metal thing, right? Yeah. So this is what the applicator looks like. It reminds me of this Garnier concealer that I have. So it's supposed to be cooling. Oh, whoa. I barely squeezed that and all of that came out. This feels really nice against my skin. I don't know if this dries fast or what. I'm not too fond of this applicator because I feel like it's kind of hard to squeeze it out without going overboard. I really want to cover up that pimple. So I'm going to use my brush first. This is the Morphe G38 and I'm just going to press that in and then go over top of it with my Morphe sponge. Ooh. So if you've tried the Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer in the tube, like not the one that you have to squeeze out, not like the newest one that they came out that has the wand. If you've tried that or the It Cosmetics Bye Bye concealer, I think it is. Like that is like really thick and sticky, and this is like a lot creamier, but it is a little bit sticky, so it's not as intense as those concealers, but I think the coverage is going to be comparable to those. But this concealer feels like it's drying fairly quickly. But dang, this is seriously full coverage. I don't know. This might be my new favorite concealer. Because I like to use like full coverage concealers if I use a dewy luminous foundation, or not a super full coverage foundation, so like a light to medium coverage, and then I like to go in with a full coverage concealer. And this concealer looks bomb. Look, it covered over that pimple like so well. So now I'm just gonna go in with this Morphe sponge and go over top of that. I feel like I could have got a darker shade of this concealer. Uh-oh. It's starting to pull off the foundation up there. Dang, I feel like I should have, I don't even feel like I used a lot of that concealer, and I feel like I should have used less. I don't feel like I used a lot, did I? I need a smaller brush to get in there. Ooh, my skin up close does not look good. Like right under my eye right here looks really cakey. Less is more because I'm like really cakey right here. Ooh, and it does not look very good. Next, I have the Easy Bake Loose Powder. I've heard really good things about this as well. I got mine in the shade Sugar Cookie. So the box just opens like this. Oh, I thought it was spilt, but it's not. So on the inside of the package, it says dip dense brush or beauty sponge into powder net. Pack a generous layer under the eye from the corners through the temples, T-zone, outer corners of the mouth, and chin. Let powder bake for 3 to 5 minutes while applying the rest of your makeup. Use a fluffy brush, gently dust away excess powder. It says no flashback, keeps makeup in place, absorbs shine, loose baking and setting powder. This container is really nice. It reminds me of the Maybelline. I almost broke a nail doing that. So you twist off the top, and then you have this little thing right here. Oh, okay. This is what it looks like. This is like straight white. Oh. So to read some information about this powder, retails for $34, and it says it's a matte finish, which I don't know, like I don't ever bake because my skin is so dry, but this comes in 8 different shades. So there is a little net on the inside. I don't know if I want to bake because like I feel like since I'm already cakey, baking is probably the last thing that I should be doing, but I kind of want to try it. So I'm going to use my Morphe M536 brush, and first I'm going to get out some of these creases. Oh my gosh, I feel like my makeup is gonna be crazy today. Oh, I like that net. I've never used a powder with a net in it. So I just dipped into that and I'm just tapping off the excess in the lid. And I'm going to pat that on. I said to use a lot, but I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like it's pulling foundation right there. I mean, it feels like a really nice powder. I just feel like with the powder and how matte the foundation is like not a good combination for my dry skin. Are people using this to set their whole face? Because my face is still sticky, so I'm just gonna lightly set my face with this. Okay, maybe that wasn't a good idea. I feel like it lightened my foundation. So maybe I need to get like save this shade for baking my under eye and my T-zone, and then getting a darker shade to set the rest of my face, because I really like this powder and I'm not a huge fan of loose powders. The only powder that I really like is the Coty Airspun. So I guess I'm just gonna let that sit. I don't know. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I'm gonna brush it off just in case. So I'm just using this Makeup Academy stippling brush. I really like this powder, but it really did brighten up the center of my face too. But I want to get another shade to set the rest of my face because I feel like it really lightened up that foundation. But man, look how bright my under eye looks. I kind of digging that. So this is what my skin looks like with the foundation, concealer, and powder. You guys, I don't know. I'm like super anxious to see how it's gonna look throughout the day. That's for sure. Like I just have this feeling that I'm gonna be so cakey and it's gonna separate. I just know it. Right now it's 11:15, so I'm gonna make that the call time. I'm gonna leave you guys real quick to finish up the rest of my makeup, and I'll be back to let you guys know how everything went on. Hey guys, so I'm back. It's almost noon and everything went on like really nice, but like all right here looks really cakey and patchy. It's because my skin is just like too dry for this foundation right now. Right here looks really nice. I feel like if I would have applied the foundation with a damp sponge instead of the brush, like maybe it would have sheared out the product a little bit and then maybe it wouldn't look so cakey. But on my face, I figured I would just go ahead and tell you guys. I already packed it, so I'm just gonna have to tell you. I won't be able to show you. I put the Lancome bronzer in the shade Solaire, and then I have the Kevyn Aucoin blush. I guess I'll show you guys anyways because I can't remember the names of these things. The Kevyn Aucoin blush, the Neo blush in the shade Sunset is what I'm wearing. And then for highlighter, I have Becca Parisian Lights. Eyeshadow, I have the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. For lips, I have the Alexis Vogel, why does that sound so weird? Pamela Anderson lip liner. And then for lipstick, I'm wearing Charlotte Tilbury Bitch Perfect. Brows, I just used my Anastasia Dip Brow and my Essence Make Me Brow. And I think that's it. And then I just set my face with MAC Fix Plus and the Physicians Formula Insta Ready setting spray. So this is what I'm working with right now. I'm actually getting off of here to pack because we're going to Vegas for Thanksgiving. So I'm going to do a Thanksgiving vlog in Vegas. We're staying at the Cosmopolitan. So I'm super excited. I've never stayed there. So the next time I see you guys, I will be on the road to Vegas or I'll already be in the hotel. So I will see you guys here in a little bit. Bye. Hey guys, so it is almost 4 o'clock, so I just thought I would hop on here and do a check-in. I am not having the best time with this foundation. It looks really cakey. My chin, ew, it's already rubbed off, and around my nose, and look at my forehead. Ew. So I think I put on way too much. I think the brush applied too much product, so I think I'm going to make this like a part 2 and then put the foundation on with a damp sponge tomorrow, and maybe that will help like thin out the foundation and it won't make me so cake face. Right now, I mean, it looks really good like right here, but like all of this is super cakey in here, like ugh. Hey guys, I don't know how good the lighting is in here. It's pretty bright. But it is 8:41. I'm gonna go ahead and take off this foundation because like I feel so ugly wearing it. It's just, it does not look good. And I know this Sony puts like a blur so you can't really see, but I am not like, ew, 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 ew. Like it's just not look good. It looks so bad. So I think I'm gonna try to wear it again tomorrow, but I'm gonna apply it with a sponge and then I'm gonna exfoliate a little bit tonight, maybe to get some of this dry skin patches off my face, and maybe that will help. And I'm gonna try to use less product as well because I think for dry skin that was just too much for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this part now, and then I'll see you guys again tomorrow morning. Hey guys, so I'm having to hold the camera because there's nowhere to set this thing so I can show you guys what I'm doing, because if I turn it this way where the shelf is, you can't see me. But I just got my LA Girl sponge wet and I'm gonna try applying the foundation with this, and I'm gonna use less product, so let's hope that works. Oh my gosh, my hair. So I just did 1 pump of macaroon and 1 pump of butter pecan. Oh, almost dropped it. I put it on the back of my hand. This is the only foundation that I brought with me to Vegas. Like, why did I do that to myself? It looks really yellow. This doesn't feel like my LA Girl sponge. It says it is. Weird. I even think 2 pumps is like too much. Maybe I should have just done 1. As much as I like that concealer, I don't think I'm gonna use that today. I feel like I need to use that concealer with like a lighter coverage foundation, because it's like the powder is super full coverage, the concealer is super full coverage, and then the foundation is super full coverage, and I think that is just too much for my dry skin. So I think applying it with a sponge helped a little bit. It kind of sheared out the product just a smidge, not a whole lot. I've got this one lash extension that keeps poking me in the eye. So, I mean, I really liked how it applied with a brush, because I feel like it gave me uber full coverage, but I don't need full coverage, I guess. I really do like the brush. I want to use the brush for like a different foundation. I feel like this kind of helped. It still looks like it's gonna cake right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be back and let you guys know if it went on better or if anything changed with the sponge and not the brush. So I'm done putting on all my makeup, except for my lips, obviously. But I didn't put on the Huda Beauty concealer. I only used the foundation, and then I used the L'Oreal Pro Glow concealer, and that helped a lot. Like, I'm not getting cakey at all underneath here like I was yesterday. So I think if I'm gonna use this stuff, one, I need to mix that foundation with like a light coverage foundation or a luminous foundation, and then the concealer I'm gonna have to use with a luminous foundation like I thought, because all 3 products is just, it's too much. It's too much for dry skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and go about my day, and I'll do a couple check-ins with you guys here in a little. Hey guys, so I'm doing my last check-in with this foundation because I'm just kind of over it at this point, but it definitely looks better applied with a sponge on dry skin. I feel like how I thought at the beginning, like less is more for dry skin, I still agree with that. And since I didn't use the super full coverage concealer, I feel like that helped as well. So I feel like for my dry skin, it's either just the foundation and a more like a light coverage concealer, something like Maybelline Fit Me or the L'Oreal Pro Glow, like that kind of concealer. But the Huda Beauty foundation and concealer together is just too much for my skin. But I'm anxious to see how that concealer will be on top of like a light coverage foundation. I think that would be really good, because I think the foundation looks way better today without. So if you guys remember, I was so cakey right here, and I'm not that cakey today actually, or here either. Still here, but this is like dry patches for me doing a mask. I look rough. I feel like I've had the same makeup on since like 10 o'clock this morning, and then today's Thanksgiving, so we went Black Friday shopping and like all that, and I'm looking rough. Like I need to like fix myself, cause yeah. Anyways, so I think that this foundation would definitely be better for oily skin, not dry. I'm gonna try mixing it with like a luminous foundation like when I get home and see if I like it more. So I would suggest that if you have dry skin that you get a sample first. I should have done that, because I feel like if I would have got a sample, I probably wouldn't have purchased it, or at least I wouldn't have purchased 2 of them. So the concealer I feel like that is something that I'm gonna genuinely like. And the powder, I think the powder is really good too, but like everything is so full coverage, all 3 things together is just way too much for my skin. So let me know if you have tried the foundation, concealer, or powder in the comments below, and what your skin type is, and if you have any like tricks that you did to make it look good and you have dry skin, let me know, because I'm anxious to try those out, since now I'm kind of stuck with these products, like I want to use them. So thank you guys so much for watching this foundation, concealer, and powder first impression from Huda Beauty. I feel like I always say her name wrong. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe on your way out if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.